Hey, how's it going, everybody? Weekend War Attacks live stream, 55 minutes, cutting it close again. War is very close. We've got more flags, 18 flags to 8. So we have 10 flags to get 180 points, depending on what they do with the rest of theirs. They might be holding some flags as well. Doesn't seem like they're with the people online. A couple are with people online. Probably waiting to see what they need to do. Okay, so the pressure's on. Hopefully this is a good live stream today. It seems like we are behind, but not too far, and I think this is still doable. So usually I'd like to wait for some more people to show up, but because of the time crunch here, I think we're going to get started at least with team selection. Good evening from Sweden. Welcome. Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. All right, so to quickly reiterate, this is all about maximizing points. We don't have enough flags for the reset, so that part doesn't matter at all. It's trying to choose the most doable targets that are worth the most points. So we got 59 over there, we'll have to remember that, 57, 54. So that's a pretty good 54 points because that shouldn't be too hard of a target. It's not easy, but those are good points. 57, probably go for that one too. 53, 56. This is another good one. Slow flank, slow wing. Obercon doesn't do too much. She's not a great tank at all. So I think we're going to start there. And I'm going to go for, yeah, this is a good place to start. I'm going to go for a backup. We got 60 points here. Okay. All right, so we'll start here. Oops. I'm going to go for my backup reds, which is this team, and then what was I going to use? I like greens for this because the Sarnia is pretty threatening, so we'll try my backup green team. That's a little bit risky, but who else do I normally use? I use Kashrek sometimes. What else do I have? Not much else. Okay. Actually, I think I was going to go purple here because I have a bunch of extra purples. So let me take a look at this team one more time. Multiple minion heroes, so that could be a good time for Bira. So we'll go Kage. I don't think we really need another healer. Kage, Bira, and hmm. Slightly tempted to take Ametrine, but she's pretty weak. Need to preserve my other team. Could take another red. Alright, let's consider that possibility. Okay, maybe this. So I've got one healer, one minion maker. Alright, welcome everybody. One healer, one minion maker. two kinds of dot damage, very fast hitter and a fast hitter. Tier's not going to be hitting very hard, but so the first thing is going to be taking out, what's her name? Sarnia. Red diamond. So we will definitely take a red diamond and a purple diamond. Wow. And she's already almost dead. So let's do this. Alright, yeah, I took a slight risk letting her fire, but got such a good start that I wasn't worried about it. Alright, so let's do this and this and this and this. Okay, might as well get some dot going over here, charge up the tiles. What a great start, huh? Is it kind of laggy? So it might take a second for the stream to get situated, perhaps. People have had problems before. If anyone's having problems with quality, be sure to click in the upper right-hand corner of the YouTube playback screen. There are three dots. Click those and manually set the playback quality to something better, like 720p or something. Laggy. Interesting. All right, well, that should get better. I think that's just Streamlabs. Might take a second to get in a groove or something like that. All right. And then now, try to mostly ghost. Okay, that was an easy one. Is it just me, or does the words that Mr. Spock provides is better than Anchor? I'll let you guys decide. Thank you for the subscriptions. All right, we'll let little weak Tier finish this one off. Okay, what can I say about Lady of the Lake? I wish she was a little bit more. I have her, and I was super excited when I got her, but I don't know, I think she should do a little bit more. Like the mana she steals should be given to the heroes that have the minions on them or something, because there are many cases where she's only firing one or two minions and the impact is a lot less at that point. I really want to like her, and I think a lot of people do like her. She can be good. She also has the weird thing where she's sort of built like an attack hero when she really should have been built like a support hero. So she has way too high of an attack stat. The minion attack is negligible, so I don't like that part about her. Okay, so next up, this is a tough team, but I think all crit troops in the center. Interesting. I think that my blue team could do pretty good work here. Not going to go yellow. Already used my backup red, so I guess I would do blue and purple. But those blues could kill Gravemaker pretty easily. The danger here is if I get stalled long enough for Magni and Poseidon to start going off. That's not my favorite target, so this was a pretty good one. Morgan poses a pretty low threat. I think I'm going to go green and purple here. 57 points is pretty solid. The wisdom of words from Almighty Spock. Alright, well I guess you're in the right place then. So, we will go Frigg. Green team. We can take a weaker Proteus because I don't think there were any snipers here. Check the troops real quick. Yeah, it would be smart for me to bring a Dispel, but I don't have that many Dispels that I rely on. So, we're just going to go for it. Red Diamond again. Don't need it this time. Not many greens, though. I don't think I need that red diamond. So, what can I do instead? See what we can get in the way of greens or purples in here. Okay. Well, that was going to be a good cascade. So we have a strong potential here to lead with purples. So let's see if we can get one to come in right now. Now the boards are, this one's not as strong as that incredible one last time, but it's a pretty good start. Alright, so one more green match, one more purple match. Oh, and Proteus is gone. Alright, healing is a good thing right now. Alright, we need a green match. Good job, Frigg. So that wasn't the best move to use Regard because now my tiles are hitting Riposte even harder. But I needed to cleanse that extra damage. Okay, so this is starting to hit worst case scenario. So we need 2 green tiles, not just one. Oh, just out of reach. Okay, that hurt a little bit. Okay, how much longer is this freaking riposte? 2 more turns still. Alright, so this is looking bad. How much damage is coming in? 264, so he's probably dead next turn. Okay, shit. Shoot. I think I need to stop Ariel from firing, and I need to try to stall for 2 turns. Because I think I can do this if I can properly stall. So Regard is looking pretty dead here. Need to be really careful, but unfortunately the best move I can make is, because I don't want to set off Sif again. I don't want to set off anyone. I don't want to set off Kong. So I think this is pretty safe. Okay, time to make it all happen. It's too much to make happen though. Alright, so go Frigg first. I think I'll kill Sif. That will lower the attack stat of what's her name? Clarissa. Is that one green tile gonna set off Kong though? Alright, I think I have to take this chance here. Hopefully that doesn't. It does. Evade. Okay, so I've got a pretty strong crew left over, even if I lose a couple. So we need one green match. And we don't want to hit Ariel. Well, Ariel's going anyways. Green match. Come on. No. That was bad timing. If I still had regard, that would be okay. Alright, can Frigg do it all alone? Probably not. Killer. Okay. Evade. No evade. Don't want to set off the blue diamond because that's going to charge up Kong. Let's get this green match. It should set off Frigg one more time. Oh, are you kidding me? Was that like a quarter of a tile? Alright, so the blue diamond is now our best bet because it'll set off the red as well. It'll cascade these greens into Kong, which will not be a kill, but it's the best we can hope for. So no one shot, but I guess close doesn't really count here. We would have got 50 something points and we only get 35, so like that tiny scrap of a team is still 22 points, which is a little crazy. Alright. Check the chat real quick. If you're trying to make Brienne more durable, it's going to be hard to make her more durable because she's so squishy, so Titans are probably going to take her out anyways, but I think defense is more helpful. Okay, yeah, that was a close one. Alright, let's scan over here. So, oof, that's kind of risky. I was going to say I could bring Grazul. Yeah, another 59 points for another weak tank here is probably a good idea. I don't really want to go red though. Don't have green left. Could go yellow over here. Let's see how we feel about that. Okay, so there's a lot of AoE damage, which is going to be a big weakness for this team. I don't think I like that. That's pretty risky for my yellow team as well, so I'm looking for purple flanks. Yeah, I see that elf right there. No, thank you. This is a good possibility, but he's a pretty dangerous tank for that team. Gazelle, Ursina, yeah, this is the one. Multiple healers, very low threat. Okay, so now if we get some yellows into Kiona, yeah, this is great. Took all attack boost and no one to capitalize on it. Okay, let's do it. So let's take this before we lose it. I like this cascade just to reshape the middle a little bit. Okay. Alright, let me just make sure my notifications are turned off, so just a second. Okay, so let's see if we can get another yellow to come in. Not quite. Okay. So we definitely want to get Gazelle first. So let's do this. Sets up another yellow match. And I'm going to kill Onatil because she has the potential to be very annoying. She's one of the few that can survive that crazy hit because she's pretty tanky. Alright, I'm feeling pretty good about this, so I'm going to not play quite as carefully. Alright, yeah, Black Knight is an excellent hero. Welcome to the live stream. Someone saying, glad I finally made it. Alright, so I think we can kill both of these. She's a rogue. She could have dodged, but fortunately did not. And now it's just little old Zimkeitha. Great support hero, but can't do it on her own. Okay. Oh, there we go. That should be enough. Okay, 2 out of 3 so far is not bad. So now, how are we doing? 8 flags, 4 flags. Alright, we're looking pretty good here. 60 points. That is very tempting. So I'm looking for a team for my blue team. This is also really good for blue. Let's see what else we have. This would be good for blue. 56 points. So I'm looking for buffing tanks with red flanks. I don't even want to mess around with Alfreich if I can avoid it. There's also this one, 57. That's a lot more doable than the other Heimdall tank. And that's 57 versus 59, so that's where those 2 points. It's smarter to take the much more doable team. I think I might go for my red and something against that Minotaurus team. So let's go blue here, which is going to be Cobalt, Ariel, Finley. What do I want to do for secondary color? Green or red would be best. What do I have left? I mean, I could break up. There's no reason to force myself to take a second green team if they're green tanks. So I could do this. Oops. Could go for this. Strong against the flanks. Got a great healer. Yeah. That looks good to me. Let's do it. Alright. Welcome everyone just showing up now. Thank you, Buckeye, for being the greeter for the Mr. Spock live stream chat. right. And that's what we want to see. Blues right into Gravemaker. So, unfortunately, I cannot make a diamond out of that, but if we can kill Gravemaker right away, we're going to do it. Let's combo the greens. Okay. I think I'm just going to kill her while I can. Alright, fire her up again. Too bad for that boosted HP. Alright, let's see what we can do anyways. That was a lot of damage and she still took it like a champ. Alright, so I don't really want to... Yeah, what the hell. Didn't really want to send all of those blues into her. Purples. Alright, so we're just going to finish her off while we can, and then let's try to get some blue matches going here. That'd be nice, huh? Alright. Heal. Let's start over here. I don't think it's going to be enough, but nope. Alright, this board is kind of failing me here. I'm not too worried about it. Oh, except that he's a resurrector. That concerns me. Come on. He's not a great resurrector, but he can do it. Alright, these greens should finish it off. Oh, that was a bad thing to forget about. Alright, in the meantime, we charged her up again, but that's not too bad. Like to see her stand up to all that. Okay. Mr. Spock is the best, hands down. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, how lucky am I that Heimdall didn't revive anyone in 2 specials? I'm extremely lucky because I completely wasn't thinking about that. I was only thinking about the boosted HP. Alright. 2 flags left, 27 minutes. That must be a personal best for me. And we're looking stronger by the minute here. So 2 flags they can only reasonably expect to get 120 points would be pretty incredible. So that would put them up to 58-80. So they cannot win it now. So, do I want to play it safe or do I want to play it risky? Let's see what teams I have left. So I have a good purple team. Seems silly not to bring Odin. So I could use Odin with Sif, even though they have a little bit of overlap. My yellows are kind of weak. So I might go Regard. Onyx and Odin are great because that mana boost can help him get up to his ×3 charge a lot faster. I've also got a red team. I think I'm going to split that red team up a little bit. So let's go. Let's see what we got here. I'm thinking of going yellow and purple. Yeah, let's go for 60 points here. Okay, so that would be Onyx to Burtis. I need to bring a healer is the only problem. I really want to bring Jabberwock. I think maybe Jabberwock is better than... Like, the question is Jabberwock's damage better than the damage that Tiburtus would increase just by being on the team? And I think the answer is yes. And it's also true that Jabberwock is much harder to kill than Costume Tiburtus, who's pretty squishy. Alright, so we've got a little bit of Riposte. Riposte is not the best fit on this team, but the colors are decent. It's not the best counter, but let's give it a try. It's a strong team. Lady of the Lake flanking Black Knight on defense. I think on defense, one, I wouldn't worry too much about defense. If you have heroes like that, then you're probably staying in diamond anyways, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. She's a bit, I don't really think a slow flank is the best idea. And she doesn't really synergize that well with Black Knight aside from the family bonus. So I don't think those are the best pairing. I think either you want to do Lady of the Lake with max defense and health emblems as a tank on her own, or Black Knight. I think Black Knight is a better tank. That's who I would use, and that's who I am using at the moment. Except in wars, we might talk about switching war tanks away from green, because green really, we started using green because a few of us had Tellurian and Vela when they were super strong, and we're like, I think even though we're using purple tanks, we can use Tellurian and Vela, and it'll still be hard to kill, even if people can use all the colors they want on them. So we did that, and then eventually we're like, all right, Vela got nerfed, should we all just switch to green tanks, and then we can put regular Telluria in without Vela? And so we eventually did that, but with Telluria still being a decent tank, but not being anywhere near as good as she was, or not being as good as she was, it might make sense to switch to something else. Purple is probably the next best option. All right, it's probably going to say no target found. Alrighty, so if you don't know, Onyx can... we got a purple diamond. Do you see the purple diamond, everyone? We have a one move to set up a purple diamond and a 20% chance of getting a yellow diamond at the same time. You guys are having your own lively conversations in here. That's awesome. Welcome to everyone that is just arriving. Up to, looks like 110 people now. It's pretty awesome. Hopefully some of you tuned into the Watchtower yesterday. That was a lot of fun. Collaboration between me and Nittany Lion Roar. Alright, you guys see the purple diamond? I think you do. Didn't get the yellow diamond. Maybe there wasn't a chance of the yellow diamond. I might have been imagining that. But the purple is a good start. We're going to do it. Doesn't really matter which way I do it. It's going to screw up the other ones. Thank you for the sub. Not going to try to say that name, sorry. Alright, whatever. We'll pick any way of doing that. So, I don't think those yellows are going to kill with the hit, but this will kill if I do the diamond. Alrighty. Doesn't really matter who to focus on. Only hit one, he's almost dead, so let's focus over there. I got the diamond that Cobalt would have wanted. So the interesting thing about Cobalt is he's going to fire. You can see by the flaming S on his um, health monobar. So normally when a hero is about to fire like that, I would burn that whole set of greens into him. But if I do so, I'm probably going to set him off to the ×2 charge, which is not going to be good. But I don't have a lot of options because I don't 147, so we need to go 2 turns to go by without Freya giving him a minion, which I don't think is going to happen because the minion is going to soak up the last of that damage, but we're going to have Odin, so it's not going to matter. He's dead. What? That was incredible. Oh, maybe there weren't that many yellows on the board. Alright, so am I concerned a little bit? God, I have so much junk on the board here, though. I think I gotta get rid of some of this crap. Take a few hits, but Purple Diamond was worth it. Alright, Jabberwock is out of the equation. ×2 charge. I think I just want to kill her, actually. A little bit of a waste. Alright, we'll get some riposte going. That is 5 ghosted tiles, which should get him almost to the ×3 charge. Yeah, I've been playing around with how mono generation impacts the ninjas, like with heroes like Micah or Odin. So that was the mono boost from Sith, which is 24%. So I'm trying to see how you can, what kind of mono boosting you can use to reliably boost the ninjas up to their next charge. And so far I haven't found anything. However, with Odin, with the right, I think with like a 20, I don't know, if he only has 5 tiles on the board, then you only need a level 11 mono troop for your fast heroes to charge in one ghosted match, or very fast speed, which is pretty awesome. Alright, let's speed it up, huh? We'll just keep firing this guy. I don't think that's gonna kill. Okay, it does. Odin, not many tiles on the board, see if we can bring a couple more yellows in. Alright, we got this. So you can see with a little bit of mono boost, 3 ghosted tiles, he's still pretty far away from, wow, quite the cascade. He's still pretty far away from a boosting him up to the next charge. So the mana speed heroes don't really synergize with the ninjas all that well. Okay, one more hit. I don't know if you guys know, but all you have to do is start the hit before the timer runs out, and then you have time to finish. So let's go for another, let's see what we're working with here. So definitely not going to not use that Gravemaker. Black Knight. Could go with Grazul. Gets a little bit weak there. What secondary color do I want? Need another blue sniper. We could just go Regard, Clarissa, and Proteus. There's a little bit of overlap. It'll be all dot damage. So that'll be this guy. What do we think about that? Could work. What the hell? Alright, so what team do we want to bring that against? Sort of a slow team, so we don't want to attack a team that has boosted or temporary HP because we probably won't win that battle. We don't want to attack Frigg. Samkitha is a cleanser. I like the huge amount of points here, though. This is a dangerous team. But we have to do it. Alrighty. Also go over here and maybe bring Grazul. No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to go for big points since it doesn't matter what happens. Let's see what we can do. So this will give Clarissa the big troop. Since she has her special skill protection, I'm going to put her in the middle. Her element link is nice for a full team, but we're not going to be an idiot and bring the wrong regard for Black Knight. We don't want to counteract with his buff, compete with his buff. Okay, so not looking great, but we're going to go for it anyways. Because what's going to probably happen is we're not going to kill Atomos before he fires. So he's going to go off, hit everyone. We'll be able to heal from it. So Keith is going to cleanse all of our dot damage. Unless we can get Proteus going first. So we need to hope for another one of those diamonds. Jump in the chat real quick here. Nice sortie, 303. That's pretty great. How do you get them leveled up so fast? So if it seems like I'm leveling up heroes fast, it's completely an illusion. Depending on how many heroes you have, greetings from the Philippines, welcome. Depending on how many heroes you have, I recommend feeding at least 5 heroes at a time, 1 of each color. And that's if you have enough hero spots in your roster to be able to do so. So that's the most efficient thing, because early on in the game, you really just need to flesh out your roster, and have teams for war. So it's better to level them evenly. I'm at the point now where I have plenty of heroes to choose from, so I'm just leveling them 1 at a time. And I also only have 10 spots in my roster right now, so I just give all 10 to whoever I'm working on, and that way it's a little more fun. It's less efficient because there's some wasted XP. When you feed on color, you get 20% more XP than if you feed off color. So I'm wasting a little bit of XP there, but it's kind of fun to choose the one hero that I'm excited about at the moment and just level them up really fast. So that's the way that I do it. And then also I've been playing for like almost a year and a half, so it's not too fast. Okay, let's get it. Can't believe I just said that. So cringe. Alright. Red diamond, yes. And a blue diamond, yes. So we'll definitely take the red diamond. Trying to see if there is any purple diamond. Thank you for the sub, Razvan. Alright, 127 people. Awesome. So, I guess popping the red. No, that doesn't. Let's do. Trying to get greedy and see if I can get a purple diamond at the same time. I have a 20% chance at one if I do this. Ooh, almost got a different one. Alright, we gotta get serious here. So, alright, he's gonna go off anyways. We need multiple matches. Hey, thanks for the donation, M. So mysterious. I love that. I love the sticker you picked. Anyone ever pop in the game global chat? Yeah, it's absolute insanity. I don't know how anyone is in there talking to people. It's so crazy. All right, so what do I want to do here? Red diamond is going to give me black knight, so that's smart to have him ready and waiting. And a purple diamond. Wow, today is our lucky day. Okay, so he's going to die, but we're going to have to kill him again. We're getting smashed over here, so we go for this side first. Double up on the dot. Get a heal going. Let's. Do I worry more about Richard? No, actually, Richard is not as bad with Black Knight. And then we're going to set off our massive purple diamond again, since we have that. Okay, 800. Sartana would have hit for a lot more. This should kill, actually. Yeah. Okay, we got a super lucky board. How about that? Okay. How much? 30. And boop. All right, that's out. That's all of our flags. 330. Wow. Wow, great scoring, guys. 5 over 300 is probably a first. That's incredible. Awesome. Proud of you guys. No wonder we got a massive score. Look at those scores, everybody. Congrats. Okay, now we move into the question and answer portion of our stream here before I go and eat. So, what I'm trying to do, now that we have everyone here, what I'm trying to do is do my war hits more efficiently to start and then focus on the discussion primarily afterwards. So I still check into the chat periodically so you guys don't feel like I'm ignoring you. But yeah, I feel like when people are watching this on the replay, they don't want to necessarily watch all the discussion if they're there just to see the war hits. And that was kind of my idea. If people just are watching because they want to see the war hits, I want that to be possible. And if people are watching because they want to see the war hits and the discussion, I want that also to be possible. So the way to do that is to try to save the discussion for the end. So if you guys have any questions now, feel free to drop those in the chat and I will answer them. In the meantime, I'm going to see how my team did on defense. I'm itching to change my defense team just because I'm kind of over Teleria and leaving emblems on her. I don't really ever use her. So 2 attacks for the first one. 1 shot. Is that it? And two 1-shots. Not great. It's kind of surprising, actually. This was attack boost war, which favors in another 1-shot. Damn. My defense sucks. And it shouldn't, because it's pretty epic. But that's where I just want to get Teleria and Vela out of there. Really wish I had Costume Catalan. I would definitely switch to her for a green tank. So yeah, despite my terrible defense, we won. Got some pretty damn lucky boards though. This is one of those times where I'm like, yep, I definitely saw it this time. Okay, so let's see what kind of questions we got here. If you asked one earlier, please throw it in again, and then I don't have to scroll all the way back through the chat. All right, JF or Anzog on flank for defense given current meta. When I have to think of who I fear more, I fear JF more. If you don't have a cleanse ready, and if he goes off, That can be a lot of damage, especially with emblems. That's like 500 to everyone over, I think he's only over 2 turns, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's over 2 turns. So that can be pretty high. And then that, at least for the teams that I use, which is a lot of defense down and attack boosting, um, his attack or his defense flip thing is really irritating. It forces me to wait or kind of waste my attacks. So Anzug is nice because he also hits everyone. He heals everyone a little bit, but I fear JF more. And yeah, that even still, even people don't think he's that great still, but I still have apprehension about attacking teams with him on it because even though he's slower than Gravemaker, he hits everyone and he hits pretty strong. So nice job, thank you, Silver. All right. Congratulations, thank you. Nice hits, boss. You had streaming on the TV. I was talking as I was taking my hits. I think it helped. That's good, yeah. It absorbed some of my ridiculous luck that I had this war. Oh, it looks like the other team said something in a banner message. It's possible to commit no error and still lose. That is not a weakness. That is life. Thank you for a great fight, adventures. Thank you guys as well. What a big thing of you. Um, One of them reached out to me in the comment. I don't remember what the name was before, and asked for me to, record my hits. So hopefully, if that was you, you're here and you got to see these. But if not, they'll be going up in the replay afterwards. I wonder what it's like to watch your own team get attacked on live stream. Okay. Hopefully, I didn't say anything rude. Sometimes I point out flaws in defense teams, but I don't mean any offense by it. It's just an objective analysis of what I think works and what doesn't. Okay, Black Knight talent guide, all defense and HP, full defense and HP path. And when you have to choose defense or health, choose defense. So sometimes there's an attack thing and a health thing in one node, and then attack and defense in the other. So go defense on those for Black Knight. He has plenty of HP when he's maxed, like almost 1700, which is very high. Okay, so sorry. My girlfriend's trying to point something out to me and I'm not understanding. Oh, okay. Wants a defense analysis here. All right, so level 69. So definitely the first thing I'd say is you got to work on your troops. My goal currently, based on not being willing to spend money on troops, is to have one set at 23 and 2 sets at 11 for every color. So that's going to take me plenty of time. So yeah, I'd recommend getting your troops up because those can help. You've already got the right troop on, what's his name, Molosi, because he only needs a level 11. The rest of them are fast, so you're not going to boost them up too much, but troops are a really important part of the game. So I'd say work on the troops. Emblems are excellent, so you've done well there. I'm not sure what path that is, but hopefully that's full defense and HP. She's a little bit squishy for a healer, but those are solid stats, and you put a crit troop on her, which is smart. If you had a level 23 troop, I'd say use that, but I don't think you do based on looking at your other troops, so that's good. Frig. So you've gone for the build that's slightly more attack than defense. I think for Frigg as a tank, I think this can be okay. I think any of them can be okay. She's so fast that if you don't get the right board, it screws you over. But if you want her to perform as best as possible at tank, I would go the full defense and HP route. It's much more important that she fires at all then she fires and does slightly more damage. So you can look at Frigg as an attack hero, or you can look at Frigg as a support hero. And I kind of look at her more as a support hero because, like, let's take Kunshin, for example. Can I find a Kunshin? All right, clock is running out. I know I saw Kunshin in here somewhere. Was it here? All right. Point being, Kunshin fires and does defense down to everyone. He also heals, but he's also slow. So what is his? If anyone knows, how much defense down does Kunshin do? If anyone knows, please put that in the chat. Where the hell was that guy? There he is. All right, 34% defense down for 4 turns. Frigg can do 40. I think 44 is the max. So that's at, let's see, up to 44, yeah. So she could do 44, it's only for 3 turns. So she does better defense down than even Kunshin with a good green board, and that's at fast speed. So her firing is really, really, really important. And just doing a little bit more damage is really not that important. So I emblemed my Frigg for full attack because I had no plans to use her on defense. If we stay with green tanks and I don't get a other green tank that I want to use, I will almost certainly re-emblem her for full defense. So it does make her a little bit less potent outside of wars, but again, it's easy to look at her as a support hero and want to maximize her survivability for her to keep firing, because if she can keep that defense down, if you can keep that defense down up on your other team, on your opponent team, Jesus, it makes your entire team way stronger. So Jabberwock, he's gone max attack. I think that's fine. He's got decently tanky stats. I went one more defense node on mine, I think. Tyr is also max attack. That's okay. I sort of recommend putting Tyr on the flank and putting Jabberwock on the wing. I could see what you were thinking maybe with the yellow and this is a long analysis, with the yellow and purple flanks, but I think what I would honestly do is put, because Tyr, if he goes off early, kind of becomes a shield for the other heroes because he just pops right back up. So I guess in war it's possible he can be really annoying on the wing and keep reviving, but I think it's better to put him more towards the center and block for Jabberwock, because Jabberwock is doing a lot more damage. I would also recommend putting Ariel on the flank. At one point in time, I had Ariel on the wing of my defense team, and I watched people attacking me in videos, and she didn't go off the entire time. So that's where the meta is so fast now that average speed heroes are far less impactful on the wing. So I would move her to the flank and Tyr to the flank, which gives you a really strong center, because red and blue flanks are the best color for green flanks. I really don't think Melosi is good in defense. Looks like you went max attack as well. A lot of people use him in defense, but there's just a really strong chance that he hits a person and it doesn't matter. You know, his hit is very weak. What's strong about him is his ability, and it's very possible on defense that he's just going to hit someone and it didn't even matter that he did it and the damage was negligible. So I imagine you don't have a better yellow, and so that's okay. You got to use what you got, but keep that in mind for the future. I would bring your wings into the flanks and work on your troops. Maybe re-emblem Frigg, and then try to find another yellow for defense if you can. Okay. Let's jump back in the chat here. Wow. Stuff is pouring in. Or I just got out of sync. If you were a new player and free to play, which event would you hoard your challenge coins and epic hero coins for? So the hero coins are only good for seasonal summons. So I wouldn't have used them for Christmas, for example, because I think Santa is not very impactful. Mother North can be good. but I don't really care for her that much, so naturally I pulled two of them. And Krampus is very strong, but the chance of getting him is small, so it's not really worth it. I think saving Epic Hero tokens for the, um, let's see, I think the Easter one, I forget what they call that. I think the Easter one has the strongest pool of heroes. You got Master Lepus, you got Killhair, you got Roostly. Um, what's her name? Lady Woolerton is a good healer. Yellow healer at fast speed is nice. If you put emblems on her, she can block her own detrimental effect. So there's a lot of good heroes in there. That would all be good to get, and I'm sure this time around they're going to add someone else. And I really like the way they've done heroes in there, where they're really strong, but they have an effect that counts against them, and usually the effect that counts against them is negligible compared to how strong they are. And then challenge coins. Uh, that's a good question. I feel like Guardians of Teltalk is a really good one because you have much higher chance of getting the 4-star heroes and Jackal. You can see I still use 2 Jackals, and I have, I don't know, maybe 20 max 5 stars. My yellows are sort of weak, and that's why, but point being, there's some strong 4 stars in there, and that's what you stand to get a likely chance of. But then there's also Panther and Gazelle, which are great heroes to have. So I would say that has probably what you want to aim for is the greatest abundance of good heroes, and not just like Pirates, for example, has Finley, but I don't think any of the other 5-star pirates are really that great. They're not terrible by any means, but they're not that great. Okay. Spock, I have material for 1 blue hero. I have Raphael at 370 and working on my recent I got it, edition Krampus. I would probably go Krampus. However, Raphael I think is the strongest healer in the game. He is slow, and that's why I haven't ascended mine. I don't really like slow heroes that much. The meta is so fast. But he's definitely not to be underestimated. He can be super annoying in field aid wars. So, I mean, the best thing I can say is it really depends on your roster and what you need. So I hope to just share my insights about the heroes in particular, and that helps you choose what's best. So Taunt is a really unique ability. Krampus has that. He's also good on defense and offense. And then Raphael is probably the strongest. I say strongest, not best healer. Strongest healer in the game in that his actual heal itself is very strong. But there are other healers that are better than him because they tend to be faster than him. Okay. Do you think War should have a chat in game? That would be cool. What I'd most like to see in Wars is if we could watch other attacks of other people on our team. I think if we had a shared war chat between alliances, it would just be filled with too much shit talking. So I think that's the reason why they don't do that. You gotta create features for your lowest common denominator, and there'd be plenty of people that would abuse that opportunity, and then they'd probably take it away again. I think it would be cool, but I think unfortunately some people would ruin it for everyone. Um, okay, of course my troops, yeah. Yeah, troops, they take a long time. They take a lot of food. Just one of those things you want to just keep steadily working on. I'm finally getting close to, just need a few more feeders to getting my blue mana troop to 23, which would be my second level 23 mana troop. The other 3 are a bit farther behind because I leveled a second level 11 troop first because I had multiple very fast heroes in those colors of red, yellow, and purple. But I'm really looking forward to getting my second mana troop to 23 being blue because I use Ariel all the time, and it'll be really nice to have her fire in 9 tiles. But then I'll need to quickly get my other blue mana troop to level 11 so that I don't slow down Cobalt, because the ninjas need a level 11 mana troop to be as fast as they should be. I wish I had Friggin. Yep, Frigg is pretty awesome. Valhalla has given me a strangely high amount of Friggs. considering that all of these heroes have an even chance. It's a bit strange. Thank you for the sub, David Hendry. Almost got me there, calling you David Henry. Okay, keep it up. You challenged us a lot. Pressure was on, but we were comfortable with it. We lost. I think that's a message to the other team. Yeah, great war, guys. Thank you. It was attack and HP. I'm not sure what you're referring to. It's in reference to the defense. Okay, I have to run. Thanks, Bach. Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, so with regard to Frigg as a tank, she is a rogue and she does have a chance to dodge, but typically, especially for squishier tanks like Frigg, typically they're killed with tiles. It's a little bit different in war where you can't stack reds on every single team, but Frigg is like probably the best. Frigg and Odin, I think, in my opinion, are the best flanks in the game. So she's still an outstanding hero, and I think Rogue is a bit better on the flank because you might see her about to go off after the tank has stalled you out a bit, and you're like, crap, I really want to kill her, and then she dodges, and you've wasted your special, and then she hits you anyways. So, so yeah, Rogue can help, but Rogue is slightly less impactful on tank. Paladin is definitely the best class for tank because that can give you a huge amount of extra defense. Steve changed our banner as well. Thanks for a great fight. Good job with that spelling, Steve. Worthy opponents, hope to see you again soon. All right. Very cordial. Love it. Okay, Tyr is better at left wing. I prefer Tyr on the flank because I think he can shield the other heroes. All right, a lot of questions still. So thanks everyone for joining. I will still answer these questions and then we'll wrap this up shortly. All right, yeah, she gets killed first in the tank if the boards are right. It's true. Telluria or Frigg. I think Frigg is scarier at tank. It's interesting. Like we were talking about this during the Watchtower yesterday, but I think the best war tanks are healer tanks, punishing healer tanks. And I've said this so many times before, but I think the best war tanks are punishing healer tanks. And the reason why is because you're trying to stand up to multiple attacks, so healing becomes really important. So that's where you have Frigg, you have Ariel. That's probably the healer I would use with Frigg. So I would say if you re-emblemed Frigg for defense, which will cost you a bit of food, you still get some of that food back if you reset her. You may not want to do that, but that's just my advice, is to give her full defense and then having Ariel there to heal the team back after you've gotten a start, I think is pretty dangerous. And that, if you get a bad board, you're done. But in that case, that's where you would really want to have, like, you don't have a true sniper. Sorry to spend so much time on this. Hopefully this is interesting for other people too. You don't have a true sniper on this team. Jabberwock only hits the edges, Melosi hits pretty weak, and Tyr hits pretty weak. So it's not enough. There's not really enough there to capitalize on only 3 turns of defense down from Frigg. So if you have the best thing you could do is put other AoE hitters in there, which is why Frigg and Odin pair so well, because she goes off, does a good amount of damage, and then puts defense down, and then he goes off, and he deals potentially just as much damage as she does, and now your team is in tatters. None of these heroes hit that strong, so I think that's one other weakness that didn't stand out to me at the time is you want to have someone in there, ideally an AoE hitter. Jabberwock is kind of like that, who can capitalize on that defense down and do max damage within that short 3-turn window. Okay. Is it okay to make our team line up to all 3-star to minimize opponent score? So I thought about this once a while ago. What you need to know is that a defense is always going to be comprised of 6,000 points, no matter how the teams are adjusted. So if you do really weak teams, you would think it would make for really weak scores, but it won't, because there's always going to be 6,000 points on the board at all times. And that's why you have a distinct advantage by putting the strongest teams you can, because you make it very hard to get those points. So those points are always there no matter what. If you can make it harder to get those points, then you can increase your chances of winning. The only time that I think it may make sense to put weaker teams, so say you do half weak teams, half strong teams, the points are not going to be equally split. The strong teams are always going to be worth more points. Um, so the only time it makes sense to have weak teams on the board is if your alliance across the board is not strong. If you have some pretty weak players on your alliance, it can make sense to have them put up a really weak a really weak defense team, because then you aggregate more of the points with the stronger teams. So they're still going to get the same amount of points for resetting you. Having weaker teams, I guess, makes it slightly easier to reset, only if those weaker teams could actually take more than one flag ever. But it aggregates more of the points with the stronger teams, which can help. And then it also makes them feel like they have to waste flags to take out these really weak teams. But if your skill level and roster is pretty close between all members of the alliance, you want to put the strongest teams that you have out there and not worry about trying to mess with the points and stuff. So hopefully that answers your question. Need a little water here. Football starting, gotta go. Enjoy. Thank you for showing up. Wanted a fast center, so Onatel. Not sure what you mean by that. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Mitch equals much. What happened with my chat here? All right, we're getting close to the end. If you have any questions, last chance, fire them off. Richard or Vela at flank? I have Frigg tanking. Vela's faster. The dot damage is still annoying, and the attack down is annoying. Richard also has attack down, but he's a little bit slower. I'd say it depends on whether you have the costume for Richard or not. He's also tankier, so it could make your center 3 a little bit strong while achieving... Actually, I think Frigg tank, I'd go Richard. He will capitalize better on the defense down than Vela will, and he'll also give attack down to help a slightly weaker tank survive longer, so I'd say Richard. Krampus is not worth chasing, I totally agree. No hero is worth chasing, because I have watched people literally spend thousands of dollars. Think about that. Thousands of dollars. You could buy a PS5 and a big screen TV. Thousands of dollars and not get the hero they wanted. Someone spent $3K chasing Gwen and did not get her. So let that be a tale of caution. Just throwing money at it doesn't guarantee you anything. So it's better to pick a budget and then just realize, I guess before picking a budget, realize you're going to get what you're going to get. Spending a little bit more gives you a little bit more of a chance, but pick a budget, stick with that, you get what you get, and be happy with that, or not, because the chasing thing is a dangerous game. Okay, should I split my paladin emblems between Clarissa and Telly, or 3 and 9, or just pile on Telly? So if you're trying to make the strongest defense team possible, I think maxing their emblems is what you should do. It really depends. It's kind of a personal thing to decide depending on how strong you want your defense to be. Some people, even like the Empires and Puzzles books guy, is in a top, close to the top 100 alliance. I think they're in the top 100 sometimes. And he seems to split his emblems and doesn't concentrate them all on a lot of people. So there are some people, even in higher up alliances, that will split emblems. Most people concentrate them on standout heroes. That's more what I've done. As emblems are becoming more available, I'm changing that up a little bit, but I would say focus on your defense, because winning wars can help you get more ascension items. I mean, like think about a war win is 5 points and a loss is 1 point. If you're losing a lot, you're taking, not quite 5 times longer to fill your war chest, but you're taking a lot longer. So Raphael is underrated, just like Grimble. Yeah, I think Grimble's coming back on people's radars now because of the minion wars. So he can help reliably. You know there's going to be minions there. He can help reliably boost up um, the speed of your other heroes because he gives a mana boost for every minion that he kills. And that's something else we talked about in the Watchtower yesterday, which is don't feed away Heroes of the Month just because they seem bad at this time. If you can afford the roster space, it's good to hold on to at least one or two, depending on how many you got. Because like Grizzul was one that people thought was terrible, and then they introduced all these different kinds of dot damage and ailments, and now she's very important. Vanda is kind of like the new and improved Grizzul in that she doesn't have the weak heal. She has a little bit of weak damage instead, which is what I would prefer. And then we also had Grimble, who people thought was total crap, and now people are actually using him. So yeah, Raphael is underrated. He's definitely the strongest healer in the game, though his speed does count against him a bit. Do I think the ninjas are overpowered? No, I think they're strong. I don't think they're hurting the game. Even now, not everyone's using ninjas, so I guess we've only had one event. They're strong, but I don't think they're overpowered. I think they're really good. But I don't think they're I think overpowered to me means this hero's it's two things. The hero's strong, very strong, and they're messing up the balance of the game. So I think Telluria was overpowered when combined with Vela. I realize not everyone had the two, so it's unfortunate she got nerfed because of how she works in a couple, and not everyone had that couple. But Telluria had a very destabilizing effect on the game where every single alliance was using her, every team at the top was using her, and it was pretty annoying. I don't know that I would have done it the way SG did it because I also can see the side of like, hey, people invested resources in these heroes, and now they're pretty pissed off that they're not worth as much. So I can see the frustration there. People that spent money to try to land these heroes because they wanted to use them. So I think we need to see and this is something we might talk about more in the next Watchtower episode. I think we really need to see hero reset emblems to get your ascension items back. The fact that once you level up a hero, your ascension items are tied up there forever. Like I realize there's a break in the kind of reality of things where like say you have tonics, for example. Well, they're actually drinking those tonics hypothetically, so how do you get them back? But this game has so many continuity breaks already that I'm not worried about the veil being lifted to see, oh my god, it was only an illusion the whole time. The game's not actually real. So we need to see hero reset emblems for sure. Hopefully that box is not showing up there. Okay. What tournament team are you setting up? I thought about this for a while last night. I really appreciate the Empires and Puzzles Books channel. He posts his breakdown before it goes, and I usually don't necessarily always watch the whole thing because I already have some idea of what team I want to use, but I do use that as a weekly resource to see what team, start thinking about what team I want to use by seeing what the upcoming tournament is. So I appreciate that he puts those together, and I think they definitely offer strong value. So I think I have my best tank for sure is Odin because he's got high emblems. He's a paladin, which is a buff. He hits everyone fast, and he gives mana to everyone, and that mana is a buff, so that will up his attack. But I was looking at what team I could put around it, and I was like, this is not really the best team around him. So I decided to just use my my raid defense and the defense I posted in that video about what I think is the strongest meta right now. And I went with, let's see what the order would be. I think I might have changed it a little bit, but I think I went with basically Finley, Frigg, Black Knight, Odin, Jabberwock. But now that I'm thinking about it, I might put Cobalt in for Jabberwock because if I can get some good buffs going on, especially from Black Knight and Odin at the same time with defense down, Onyx is just going to absolutely wreck the other team. And he also blocks, he dispels buffs and he blocks the placement of buffs for the entire team. So he's a really, really great purple for buff booster. So now that I think about it, I'm going to switch to that. But I think even though a red tank is a slight disadvantage, that raid defense team is hard to kill anyways. So even if you're allowed to use blue, it's going to be solid. So people will probably take blue mono just to increase their chances the most, but I think it'll still do pretty well. there are some teams that like still use an off-color tank in limited tournaments because they're just so strong. Okay, that was a long answer. I think those ninja troops are OP. So the reason why I don't think the ninja troops are OP is because there's no mana bonus. So they're really only good for fast heroes. It's nice that you can have a much higher attack stat on them earlier. Like normally, I think they only need to get to like level 13 to have the attack boost of a level 29 mana troop, which is great. But their defense is a bit lower. I haven't seen how much of an impact the bypass really has, but you have to get them to level 29 to even get the full 15% bypass, which doesn't seem like a lot to me. So I don't think the ninja troops are OP. I think they're interesting because if you put them on a slow hero or an average speed hero, then you're not boosting their speed as much as you could if you had used a mana troop. Bless some of us who doesn't got her to get her. Yes, I hope everyone. Well, that would be bad if everyone pulled Frigg, but I do hope that you guys have good luck with your summons. Oh, we got some recruiting going on here. Not cool, Matt Ball. I guess that's alright. You're not trying to snipe my own alliance members, but alright guys, war's over. Well, I'll let you read that one. No free ad placement in here. Or I won't read your ads for free. Okay. Thank you so much for answering. It means a lot. No problem. Happy to answer your questions. Thanks as always for sharing your knowledge. No problem. Got line, recorded my first hit on you. Yeah, people can't seem to find me online, on the Line app for some reason. I'm just Mr. Spock on there, but for some reason people aren't able to find me, and I'm not sure how to change that. Another thing you can do if you want to share hits with me is upload them to your own YouTube account as unlisted, and then just message me the link in a comment on my video, and I'll try to check them out. So thank you. But I have to say, we've gotten into this age of people sharing their attacks on defense teams. If it's a total blowout because you got an incredible board, there's no point in sharing that. It doesn't really show much. No offense intended there, but it's just funny how I'm in a couple line groups and people are like, here, can you share this with whoever? And then you look and they just had like a mono team with like multiple on-color diamonds, and you're like, all right, I don't think this really offers much value for the person whose defense team that was, just to be like, oh, cool. Got obliterated. I could do emblem level 20 on June. Should I or share some with Drake? I think level 20 is a mono bonus. Personally, if you're a top alliance, you're definitely doing all 20. Personally, for me, you can see that I have a monk right here, and I only went to 19. He's already fast speed, so is June. I really didn't think the mono could help, but 250 emblems is a lot, so I personally would rather use those emblems to more significantly boost the stats on another hero than to boost one small stat on a hero that I'm already using. Hashtag hero reset. Yeah. I think the emblems on S1 heroes make it seem there's still to play with. Yeah, emblems help all heroes, and the fact that emblems are dropping at a higher rate now does help increase the strength of everyone's roster. If you have trouble pulling heroes, it still gives you a lot to work with, which is cool. Oof, a lot of questions still. All right, we're going to do, let's see. We're going to go until 10:40. I'll try to answer as efficiently as possible, and then I'm going to sign off here. So, Onatella, Richard, flanking, which would be best? I already have a yellow on the wing, green tank. I think Richard's better if you already have a green tank, and if you already have a yellow. You don't want to make it easy for people to stack heroes, stack colors against you, especially in war, because in war you have to use all your heroes, so you're looking, typically if I see 2 yellows, I'm like, all right, that's a good chance to go for purple. So I would recommend going full rainbow, and red and blue flanks are the best, ideally for a green tank, but there are going to be exceptions to that. The last two skills in the emblem tree cost a lot, so yeah, 18 is the most efficient thing to do. I do 19 sometimes. Oh God, yeah, you're right. I can't use Jabber or Onyx because there's no purples. That's right. I think I went with two blues then. Even though that might mean people will stack green to try to make Frigg weaker and to take out those blues, but that will also, if you're stacking greens, Black Knight's going to be shining, and if Odin goes off, everyone's mana's boosted, so it could still be good. But yeah, you're right. I forgot it's no purples. Stupid mistake there. Okay, hey, made it. Congrats. I'll catch the replay. Yep. If anyone missed anything, this will be up in the replay right as I sign off. We also won. Congrats. Thanks, Spock. Keep doing what you do, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Hi, I'm a big fan. I appreciate that. Watch the NLR and Spock video. Thanks. Great info. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I think we both think similarly about the game, so it was cool to. That was like the first time we'd really talked. We talked briefly before that, just to try to test things out and see how we could get it working. So we talked for maybe 5 minutes on that call, and so that was like the first time we've ever talked. I think it went pretty well. So we're going to do that at least monthly, maybe more often if we feel like it, but no promises on that end yet. Watchtower is great, thank you. I got a maxed out Sonya, Baiyang, Cyprian, Cademan, Littlejohn, and Boral. Congrats to you, sir. Hopefully you get those costumes too. It makes them all a little bit stronger. If you give them the mono bonus, you can use a lower troop on very fast wars and very fast tournaments, and they still go off in 6 tiles. I think everybody has figured out about that. So didn't forget about that part, and that is true. It's kind of like how if you use an average speed hero with a costume bonus in very fast wars or very fast tournaments, you only need a level 1 mono troop on them. So typically we're used to thinking very fast wars, you need level 11 mono troop, and which is true for most heroes, but since those costume bonus heroes also have that extra 5%, you only need a level. Actually, I don't know why I said average speed. Everyone's very fast in those wars. If you have any hero with a costume bonus, they only need a level 1 mono troop to charge at very fast speed, or to charge in 6 tiles in very fast wars or very fast tournaments. So it is true that emblem bonus can help you use a lower troop, and that is true. But I think the very fast wars and tournaments are infrequent enough that I don't think those emblems are well spent that way, in my opinion. Emblems are basically a way to turn 5-star heroes sort of into 6-star heroes. So I think it's smarter, in my opinion, again, to spend those emblems on stat boosts if you use those heroes frequently. Like, would you rather have another hero in war that you know is strong that you can rely on, or would you rather have a troop advantage in the very fast wars? And I'm not saying that to imply that there's one correct answer. I'm just phrasing I'm just phrasing the question as what it really is, which is there are always trade-offs and you have to choose between those. Which one matters more to you? Okay, last questions. Watchtower was chill. Thank you, sir. All right, no more questions. We're all wrapped up. So thanks everyone for joining. Thanks everyone who stuck around. And this is how the war streams are going to work in the future. And same thing for the replay. I'm going to try to do the attacks more efficiently towards the first half, and then we'll do the sort of Q&A kind of thing after that, where you can bring whatever questions you have. So if you only want to show up to part of that, feel free. The main point of the stream is for the war attacks, so I recommend showing up when it starts. And if you have questions, stick around, and I try to answer all of them. Thanks for being there for advice. No problem. Happy to share what I know, and it's starting to get pretty exciting as the channel grows and more opportunities are coming in. So I appreciate that. Yeah. So thank you to you all as well. I appreciate you being a part of this thing with me. I'd be talking to myself right now if it wasn't for all the people that have subscribed and like to watch these videos. So I appreciate you all just as much, if not more. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video.